Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and I want to talk to you a little bit about an issue that we may have with ARMS coming on Nintendo Switch.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
So here we go. Super excited about ARMS. This game has had me captivated since the beginning. I'm a huge fan of the original Punch-Out and all those games along that line. And online competition in one-on-one fighting games has always been a passion of mine. I love the UFC line of games. Fighting online, well, that is until, they found cheats and ways to kind of take advantage of the game's weaknesses to beat people instead of using skill. But that's for another video. Anyway, ARMS sounds amazing, and it looks amazing, and all these things just seem so great. But here's the deal. I don't want to have to use motion controls 100% of the time in order to be able to compete with people. And I mean good players. I want to get online and compete and practice this, master this game, and compete with good players online. But I want to do that with my Pro Controller. That's why I bought that for $70, But in this interview with Edge Magazine, there are some details shared about how players can experience ARMS with a single Joy-Con controller. And Nintendo has been encouraging people to play ARMS with two of the controllers and motion controls. However, players are not limited to that option. And it had been previously announced that a single Joy-Con could be used, but now we have some details on the actual controls and how they're going to work as a single Joy-Con. And this is what's troubling to me, and I'm going to read this to you. It says, punches can be thrown using the triggers or two of the face buttons. Jump and dash are mapped on the other two. You click the left stick to guard. Everything you need is here, and it works, but something's missing. Since the left stick controls the angle of your punches, you can't move one direction and punch in the other. You can't strike at a different angle with your other hand because until the first punch is fully extended either. So what this is saying to us is that this is going to be a severe handicap for advanced players and people who want to punch in an opposite direction or / angle than their walking movement, which I'm sure a lot of us will, because this game is all about angles, and it's all about us planning our options and weighing and seeing what the best way what the best way to attack is based off of their defense and their tendencies and all these things. This is what one-on-one fighting games is all about. So angles will be everything in this game, which means if I play with a Pro Controller, unless something is done, and something may be done by then, I'm sure they're going to fix this. But as of right now, this is just horrifying to me to think that if I want to play at the top level available, that I'm going to have to play with the motion controllers the entire time. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're like, well, I've saw the interviews. I've seen them too, where there's just very small minor movements. We're not talking about like sweating it up like we did on the original Wii when it came out. We thought we had to get down on it. That's not what we're talking about here. It's the fact that I don't want to have to use these at all if I don't want to. I want the freedom to hit buttons and master this thing on the Pro Controller so that I can sit there and relax and not have to move my hands at all to make this happen. Now, this is something that, I suppose over the years, especially the recent years as a Nintendo fan, you just kind of have to adapt to, and you don't really have a lot of choice. But I'm hoping that in ARMS, by the time that this comes out, that this control issue is taken care of, so that those of us who want to play just on a controller can just play on a controller, and those of us who want to play by using motion can just use motion. And I don't know about you guys, but I very much want to use my Pro Controller and all things. I have really big hands, and not only is this Pro Controller comfortable, as a matter of fact, the Pro Controller, the only thing that it's missing is a headphone jack, and otherwise it is completely worth the money. It is the most comfortable controller that I own. That includes Xbox, it includes PS4. To me, it fits my hands the best. I like the weight of it. I like how the buttons push, how far they stick out. I love everything about this thing except the fact that it doesn't have a headphone jack. But that's not the issue here in the video. The issue is that Nintendo is saying if you want to play to the best of your ability in this game, that you can't use that controller. You have to hold on to these Joy-Cons, and you have to use them this specific way. But for people like me with big hands, this is a problem. I love playing with the Joy-Cons, don't get me wrong, but if I'm having to move these things a lot and go different directions and also be hit the buttons like they're supposed to be hit, especially with the L1 and L2 and R1 and R2 being so close together, this is probably going to be an issue. So I'm sure they're going to be right on this. I know that a lot of people online are already starting, even though this is a new story, I know that a lot of people online are already talking about this, and they're having the same issue with it because we were excited as consumers when they said, oh, this is an emotion-only game. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, it's kind of like Mario Kart. If you want to use motion, use motion. A lot of people love that, and they're very good at using motion. But me, I prefer the traditional controller. That's just what I like. Some games, I will use motion, but for the most part, no thank you. But you know what? I'm sure they're going to fix it. I'm sure they're going to straighten this thing out, so I don't want to be too down on it. But I did want to get on the channel and just, you know, kind of talk about it just a little bit, enough so that at least those of you guys who are listening, thank you for listening, will be somewhat educated about this issue. The fact that you won't be able to move in the same direction or in the opposite direction of a punch aiming another direction. If that's as confusing as I can make that sound, that's the issue. So, not to mention, oh man, I think about the fact that left stick clicking down the left directional stick for L3, I guess you would say, that's going to be a tough thing to memorize and block. But anywho, all right, guys, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about ARMS, which I'm still going to purchase 100%. Don't think that I won't, because I absolutely, positively will. It's going to be great. Trust me when I say this game is just something magic about it, and the online, hopefully Nintendo gets it right. We know Mario Kart's not there yet, but the online functionality, hopefully being fixed at E3 by E3, will complement this game at its launch right there at the same time, and we'll see some amazing things happen with it. And I hope this is one of the things that they do, is fix that control scheme. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. If you are watching, hey, thank you for watching, because it's probably, you know, since you can't see me, I suppose it's more listening. But anywho, I certainly appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe below if you do like what you're listening to. And, you know, help me out by spreading the word. If you really enjoy this channel and think that this is, you know, I try to give quality videos, and if you agree that these are videos that people deserve to watch, hey, go tell a friend about it. It's the best thing you can do for me, because the more subscribers, the more videos, the more opportunity I get to make better videos, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much for your help. You are a member of the Gamestork team. All you guys who have subscribed, yes, you guys deliver like newborn babies. Okay. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.